Before we begin, I want you to answer this honestly. Have you ever felt overlooked, like people only judged you by where you are right now? Comment "still growing" if that's you. Because this story is about a man everyone underestimated until it was too late. Every night at exactly 8:30 p.m., the office lights would dim. Employees grabbed their bags. Executives rushed to expensive cars. Managers talked loudly about meetings and numbers. And quietly, a young janitor named Eli pushed his cleaning cart through the hallways. Most people never looked at him twice. To them, he was invisible, just the cleaning guy. Eli was 24 years old, no college degree, no connections, no impressive background. His mother passed away when he was young, and his father disappeared long before that. Life didn't give him many opportunities, so he worked. But what nobody knew was this: Eli wasn't just cleaning that building, he was studying it. Every night after work, he sat alone in empty conference rooms, sometimes until 2 a.m., listening, learning, watching presentations left open on screens, reading books forgotten by executives, writing notes in an old black notebook. And at the top of every page, he wrote 360 words for living. Before I continue, comment "never underestimate ME if you believe people can grow beyond their circumstances," because Eli's story is proof. Years earlier, an old maintenance worker named Mr. Calvin noticed something different about him. While others complained, Eli observed. While others wasted time, Eli asked questions. One night, Mr. Calvin handed him a small notebook and said, "Life changes when you learn what most people ignore." Inside were short lessons, simple, powerful, timeless. The first page said, "Your current position is not your final destination. Learn quietly while others sleep." Another said, "Skill builds confidence, discipline builds freedom." And another, "Never be embarrassed by honest work. Be embarrassed by wasted potential." Those words became Eli's private education. So while people laughed at his uniform, Eli was learning accounting, marketing, leadership, communication, not for attention, for transformation. Years passed, and still nobody noticed him. But Eli remembered another lesson from the notebook. Some seasons are not for being seen, they are for being built. Then one day, everything changed. The company hit a financial crisis. Revenue collapsed, leadership panicked, layoffs started. The same executives who once acted untouchable suddenly looked lost. One evening, while cleaning a meeting room, Eli overheard something shocking. The company was preparing to shut down one of its biggest divisions because nobody knew how to save it. But Eli did, because for years, he had been studying the exact problems they ignored. At first, he said nothing. Who would listen to a janitor? But eventually, desperation makes people hear what pride once ignored. A senior manager noticed detailed notes left behind after meetings, sharp observations, smart solutions, real understanding. They traced them back to Eli. At first, they thought it was impossible. Then they sat down with him, and for the first time, they saw him differently, not as a janitor, but as a man who prepared when nobody was watching. Eli shared ideas that simplified operations, reduced waste, and rebuilt customer trust. Not theories, solutions. Within months, the division recovered, and within a year, Eli was no longer pushing a cleaning cart. He was leading teams, but the most powerful part: success never changed his mindset. He stayed humble, focused, disciplined. One day, a young employee asked him, "How did you become this successful?" Eli smiled and said, "I stopped letting my current situation decide who I could become." Then he handed the young man a notebook. At the top, it read 360 words for living. And inside the first page were these words: "Most people want a better future. Few prepare for it in private." That's the lesson. The world only sees results. It rarely sees preparation. People see success, but not the lonely nights behind it. People see confidence, but not the years of discipline it took to build. Here are your 360 words for living today. Learn while others scroll. Build while others complain. Prepare while others sleep. Because opportunities often arrive without warning, and when they do, preparation becomes power. But Eli's story didn't end there. The same co-workers who once ignored him suddenly wanted his attention. Some praised him, others secretly resented him. Because people are comfortable when you stay small. Growth makes them uncomfortable. One afternoon, Eli overheard employees whispering, "He just got lucky. How could a janitor know more than us?" Eli heard every word, but he kept walking because Mr. Calvin once told him, "When people can't understand your growth, they try to explain it away." That night, Eli opened his notebook and wrote, "Never waste energy proving yourself to people committed to misunderstanding you." Months later, the company's CEO invited Eli to speak at a leadership event. Hundreds of employees filled the room. Eli walked onto the stage wearing a simple suit. No flashy confidence, just calm discipline. He looked around the room and said, "Most people think success starts when opportunity appears, but success actually starts long before anyone notices you." you." The room went silent. Eli continued, "While others focused on my position, I focused on my preparation." Then he held up the black notebook. "This changed my life more than money ever could." People leaned forward because deep down, everyone wants transformation, but few people want the uncomfortable process that creates it. Eli opened the notebook again and read, "Small daily disciplines create future that excuses never will." Then he said, "You don't need perfect conditions to grow. You need consistency." That sentence hit hard because too many people spend years waiting for motivation, waiting for confidence, waiting for someone to believe in them. But Eli learned something different. Confidence is built through action, not before it. After the speech ended, everyone applauded. But one moment mattered more than all the applause. At the back of the room stood a young janitor, quiet, nervous, holding a cleaning cart. The young man approached Eli and said softly, "People overlook me too." Eli smiled immediately because he understood that feeling. The young janitor asked, "How do you stay motivated when nobody believes in you?" Eli paused for a moment, then answered, "You stop needing their belief before you start building your future." Then he handed the young man a blank notebook. At the top, Eli had already written 360 words for living, and underneath it, "Your life changes the moment you stop being a spectator in your own future." That's the part many people miss. Transformation is usually invisible before it becomes obvious. The studying nobody applauds, the discipline nobody notices, the effort nobody rewards immediately. That's where lives change, not in public, in private. So if you feel overlooked right now, if people underestimate you, do not confuse a slow season with a failed future. Some of the strongest people are being built quietly, right now. Your current reality is not permanent. Your current struggle is not your final destination. Keep learning, keep building, keep showing up, even when nobody notices. Because one day, the same people who ignored your growth may be shocked by your transformation. And when that moment comes, stay humble, stay disciplined, stay grateful. So here are your final 360 words for living. Read more than you complain. Learn more than you entertain yourself. Prepare more than you impress people. And remember this, the strongest transformations often happen in silence. Now tell me in the comments, what skill are you building quietly right now? And subscribe for more 360 words for living. Because sometimes the people the world overlooks today become the people it can no longer ignore tomorrow.